Hello. I'm sorry I could not join live because I'm in the United States right now on the West Coast, and the time difference just did not make it possible to come online live. I hope you had a good meeting so far, and I'm sure you have understood what we were trying to do. So I will just take a few minutes to explain why I thought of doing this experiment in the first place. Well, let's start with the whole idea of examinations. Why do we have examinations in schools and in universities and so on? Well, first of all, we examine someone to figure out what they know. You might ask someone, what is the meaning of standard deviation? And if she or he is able to tell you without looking up anything, then you assume that they know. We all know that there's a problem with it. You could try and memorize many possible answers and then just reproduce the answer from memory. That is not exactly knowing. Neither is it understanding. I'm sure you'll agree. It's just a test of memory. A lot of examinations suffer from this problem. Now, I'm not saying that the examination system itself is flawed. It is out of date. This kind of examination, where we were testing for memory, is from a time when we assumed that the learner who is being examined will not have access to any information when they need that information. And therefore, they must know in advance. But there's another kind of examination possible. What if we were to ask someone, do you know what a standard deviation means? You are allowed to look it up in a book. Then you would get two kinds of students. One kind who looks it up very quickly and tells you. The other kind who is not able to look it up quickly enough. We could stretch this analogy further. What if we were to ask, what is the meaning of standard deviation? You can call anybody you like. And then we would get two kinds of learners again. One kind who knows who to call to get the right answer. The other who does not and calls the wrong person. Nowadays, because of smartphones, we don't actually need to ask a human being or look up anything in a book. We can simply ask a search engine. A search engine like Google now says in its search bar, it says, ask anything. What an amazing age this is, where you have a network to whom or to which you can ask anything. What would happen if such a network was made available to a learner during an examination? Would we be testing for what they know, or would we be testing for what they can find out at the time when they need it? In a world where change is very rapid, like the one we live in right now, knowing things in advance is perhaps not as useful as being able to find out things at the point of need. We conducted this experiment where we subjected or we allowed many learners to take examinations where they were allowed to look up the internet. And what we found was that the good learners, the ones who know how to learn well, they always come up on top anyway, whether they have memorized or whether they're not. So we don't need to police the learner in an examination to find out if they're cheating. If looking up things on Google is called cheating, then wouldn't you agree that all of us are cheating all the time? So, you must have seen the results of the experiment that Edith and Hannah did. A wonderful experiment, very carefully done, which showed that looking up the internet does not necessarily become cheating. It doesn't mean that the people who have no capacity to learn will come up on top. That's not the case. You need to know where to find it. And I think Einstein said that. He said, it's not important for me to know everything, but it is important to know where to look for it when you need it. I'll leave you with that thought, because as you go into your teaching careers, you must inculcate in your learners this ability to find things out accurately just in time, because they will be in a world where things will change so rapidly that this ability to find things just in time will be the most important ability that they will need. Good luck with the rest of your meeting.